Alright, welcome back to another Wartales video. Our video today is going to be focused on what is willpower. So I've kicked off a new run, and these companions, as you can see, your starting companions usually begin with fairly low willpower. I have seen some starting companions start with up to 10 willpower, but in general it's a little bit lower. So this party, for instance, started with 6, 6, 7, 8. What's that, for a total of 27 willpower? And yeah, I just kind of want to do a fight with these 4 characters in the party. And then I want to try to replace all 4 characters with some recruits from the bar, all at level 1. And you can see that recruits from the bar will start with as much as 14 to 15 kind of willpower. Some of them are a little bit lower on things like 11, but I basically just want to try to do the same fight if I can, you know, 2 groups of, say, 4 enemies, whatever it might be. One with the low willpower group, one with the high willpower group, to show you what the difference is in terms of the morale bar in combat. Now, when you do look at the willpower stat, when you're looking at leveling it up, it does talk about also increasing critical hit down the bottom here, but I think it's about 5 points of willpower for every 1% of critical hit. So it is sort of worth upgrading from a 6 to a 14 willpower. That'll give you a couple of bonus critical hit percentage, but overall it's not necessarily something that you have to do. But replacing your starting party is a pretty good way to go. And now what we have to do is just find some enemies that are about the same level as each other. Now, one option we have is possibly to attack a refugee caravan, because there are 5 of them. And we know that we will get to fight another one. So let's just do that, I guess. Let's just do that. Okay, so there's going to be 5 civilians that we're coming up against. And overall, this fight is not going to be a difficult fight per se. That's not really the intent. It's just to see how different where we get either that galvanized buff is, or that end battle kind of marker, that indicator. Yeah, so we'll have a little bit of a look and see. The idea here is that obviously you can extrapolate this out to a larger party, a larger fight, and if you were, instead of having a group with, say, 50 willpower, you had a group with 75 or 80 willpower, what the difference there would be as well. But let's get into it. We are all level 1, so it's not actually going to be necessarily the easiest fight in the world, but I think we will be okay. I don't think that'll actually hit both of them, just because of where they're positioned. So let's maybe group up a little more on this side, and can't get both of them either. You're up first with a punch. Alright, well, let's get you running over here so that then I can hit 2 of them at least. There we go. It does look like I'm going to need to run him through a trap, which is maybe not ideal, but it'll be fine. I'm optimistic. Using his torch on his own friend. Bad luck, civilian caravan. Cool, anyway, sorry, I haven't been posting many Wartales videos recently because I've been having a lot of fun with the Steam Next Fest. So I tried out an absolute bunch of demos over the last week. Probably played more than I should have, but it was quite a lot of fun. Yeah, it was, it took a fair bit of time up. I could have maybe done something like make videos of the Next Fest demos, but I decided against doing so just to have a little bit of fun mucking around with the games. Plus my sound had been annoying me, so I am hoping the sound is a little better this video. I played around with some settings and I'm crossing my fingers that it is, but we will see. The final result always seems hard to tell what's actually going to happen with it. Yeah, anyway, so we're back with some more Wartales videos. I am expecting to be making some more this month. I am crazy excited about the Wartales patch that is going to be coming up very, very soon. Obviously, they say March, and so I am expecting end of March more likely than start of March. I think it's just the way that most of their patches have gone, so I don't think it's going to be too much of a surprise if if it's closer towards the end of March. But it's going to be a really cool patch. We're going to be getting Harag, which is the zone I am absolutely the most excited about seeing. In part because it's where the main in-game is meant to be from. So from a canon point of view, I think it's going to be really cool. And yeah, it should be fun. It's going to introduce a whole bunch of new mechanics, hordes, that kind of thing. And I am really, really hoping that there is also going to be a new tomb in there as well. I may be kind of hoping for too much there, but we'll see. Okay, back to this though. So we had 5 opponents. We managed to kill 4 of them, and we've only just received our Galvanized buff. So that's the buff that gives us the extra 50% damage on every attack. And we got it after killing 4, 1 soldier remaining, and, we don't get a choice to just end the battle. So we have to kill this final enemy. I knew he was going to be dying. I'm not too worried because I'm going to be getting rid of this entire party soon enough. So overall, our 27 willpower party managed to get galvanized at that point. And what I'm going to do now is just kind of pause the video because it's actually going to take me a little while to just get enough influence and gold to get the whole party replaced. And I also want to keep that whole party at level 1 as well. So I'm going to go through and do that. I will start the recording again when the next party is ready to take on a group of 5 civilians. Back in a bit. Okay, and I'm back. Alright, so what I have done is gotten rid of my old party, and I've replaced them with 4 completely new characters. So we have none of our starting characters with us anymore. So our starting characters, they had 27 willpower. Our new group between them have 14, 15, 13, and this guy had 14, but I gave him Purifier's Ring to bump him up to 15 as well. Giving us a total of 57, which is a bit over double the willpower that we had previously. It's a pretty minor change in terms of switching your party members over. You lose a little bit of experience, but I think long term, it's not actually something you notice. 200 experience is very, very minimal. It's like a fifth of the experience you need to get from level 4 to level 5. So we've got a fair bit more willpower ready to go. I did hire a couple of people from the prison, including one character called Will, who I just had to for a willpower video. I didn't rename him. That's what he came as, I swear. And we're rested and we're ready to go hunting for a little group that will give us a nice combat opportunity. Now, I'm hoping we manage to find the same type of refugee group. I'm not really sure how we're going to go. There's only 3 of these guys, and so you can see them on the map and on the screen when you start talking to them, what type of group they are. I am just hopeful we can run into the same group of 5 so that it's a fairly equal sort of a test. It's probably not too worrying like what type of group we fight, and maybe we could check at the farm here actually. If we just start this quest, there is going to be a leader in this fight, whichever way we go with it. But I might just check quickly to see if there are 5 people in this or not. I'll save it before I do it, just in case there's not 5, and we don't want to take this as our opportunity. But the basic idea is, in the last fight, we needed to kill about 80% of the enemy just to get to galvanized. And in this version, we want to see if we can kill a smaller percentage of the group. So we're aiming for, I'm hoping only about 60% of the enemies. So, 3 out of 5 will get us to galvanized, but we will have to see. Obviously this scales, so depending on the type of game you're playing, whether it's a free mode or a region locked mode, it will change. Okay, so we got 5 on this side and 5 on this side, but we would have allies in this as well. All right, 5 and a leader, and the captain and 5. All right, look, we're gonna try it. Let's have a little bit of a look. I'll check out what our allies' willpower is as well, and then we'll have a look at the enemy willpower. One thing I probably did wrong in the first battle is not actually check how much willpower the enemy had, because if they were quite high willpower enemies as well, that would obviously delay when we're going to get our ours. Okay, so we've got 12 on Oddie, and we've got another guardsman up here with 13. Okay, so they are both fairly high willpower. And then we've got 13, 14, 14, 15, 11, and 11. Alright, cool. So, 6 enemies, 7 of us technically. So our willpower gauge is going to start slightly closer to Galvanized, but I still want to see whether we can get there after only a couple of kills rather than many kills. So I'm going to actually aim for killing this poacher first because he's got 15. I'm going to actually have to be careful and make sure it's a fight I can win as well. There is a chance that these guys will actually just kill me. So I want to aim for this poacher to be our first kill. I'm going to let these hoodlums run up and engage the guardsmen. That'll be fine. And Oddie is great to have on our side because he gives us plenty of movement. I should probably consider engaging Isabeth just so that they don't do critical hits all the time as well. So I might do that first. Isabeth only had 11 willpower. So the captains and the leaders, they don't look like they benefit from a willpower bonus, which is interesting. Not something I've paid much attention to before, honestly. That foot soldier, he'll be able to handle a couple of blows. If he dies, it will actually affect our willpower, obviously, but that's all right. I'm not too worried. I think our test will give us enough information. So aiming for their high willpower characters first, obviously. And I do have to make sure Oddie doesn't die, but I think he will be okay. I say, not really being sure about that. Was this guy a high willpower character? He was only an 11. See, if Oddie's not engaged, I can't run these guys up though. Alright, we'll take him out too. That'll give us our movement back again. Alright, and because we don't have any Wrath or even any kind of single target specialists, we're a very, very basic group here. We're not going to be particularly quick at killing things, but that's okay, I don't mind. We should have enough damage. I'll take this poacher out next turn. Might need one lucky crit to do it. No lucky crits yet, and I'm just going to make sure that Isabeth doesn't accidentally target me in the back. Look at our foot soldier, he's holding up very well over there. I'm going to let Isabeth attack first. Now hopefully Oddie can deal some damage in the back there. How much health is he losing per turn? 4, yeah. So he's probably only going to leave another turn or two at most. Alright, so we're one down. We're a little bit closer to our Galvanized. He was their lowest willpower character. Let us take out their highest willpower character. And we go up by a fair chunk there. That was more than half a bar. So I reckon if we took out one more high willpower character, we would be rolling. Yeah, you can run up and take a shot. That's fine. I don't know whether killing a low willpower character would do it for us. But maybe we need to try Elizabeth first, just because she's the lowest health character around. And I want to try to make that happen before this foot soldier gets taken out. I reckon he's only got another turn in him. Alright, we get 2 actions before Elizabeth gets a turn, so we can kill her before she poisons all of us. Let's try it. 1. So I had hoped she had been a high willpower character. I think we killed the 2 lowest and the 1 highest, but that's enough. Alright, and we get Galvanization. So we have only killed half the enemies on the map, and we are now galvanized, as opposed to having to kill 80%. Now, I know this is a slightly odd fight in that we had some allies. Without the allies, and look, when he dies, it probably will lose us galvanized. I'm not sure. I don't think I've seen that happen many times, actually, where I've gone from having it to not having it. If we got a crit there, maybe. Or if maybe I heal our companion. Gets rid of his poison, at least. Won't kill himself. Yeah, but overall, basically, this is what the extra willpower will do. It can speed these fights up towards the end, which is nice. Obviously, most of the time, when you get galvanized, you're actually already winning the fight. But you can see there are going to be times, like my guys don't have a ton of health left right now, and there is always the potential for more things to go wrong. And obviously you don't want that to happen. Now, I could taunt him, but I'm actually going to see what happens with our Galvanized buff when we lose a foot soldier here. So, our bar goes down. It only went down the absolute smallest amount. So I'm a little bit surprised by that. Thought it was going to go down a little bit more, because that foot soldier had, what was it, like 12 or 13 willpower. And we get them to flee at 5 characters down. So we get them to flee at just over that 80%, 85% kind of margin, and go from there. Now, I will note, if you let characters run away by letting them retreat when it gets to that flag, you do actually lose the experience from not killing them. However, you can still get their gear. So let's say you want the bows from a particular group, you know, poacher bows, that kind of thing. You are able to actually get your poacher bow. I wonder if Oddie's going to shoot my own character in the back here. Don't shoot, Will. Oh, good. Thank you. Yeah, so you can still get their equipment. Their equipment will drop if you let them run away. However, you don't get the experience for fighting them. So had we let them run away, our experience probably would have been like 46 to 48, that kind of thing. Anyway, that is a little bit of an overview of willpower. Obviously, it's not seen as one of the most important stats in the game. It's hard to say that you should put level up points into it, because to go from where we were to where we are, you'd need to be about level 4 and have had double willpower points every time to get each character up to this sort of level. However, it does make a difference in the fight. It does get you to galvanize faster. That 50% damage is pretty nice, pretty huge. So I would recommend that when you're looking out for recruits, try to look out for recruits with high base willpower. And then that way you'll just be making some of those fights a little bit quicker, that kind of thing. Hopefully you found it informative. I have had fun making the video, and I will see you guys next time. That is CAG, over and out.